How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. I just had a really interesting conversation with someone in their 50s that's really interested in cryptocurrency, super successful guys, sold multiple businesses, is in a cryptocurrency business right now. And he was saying that he is finding it really hard to want to invest in real estate right now when there's such a large opportunity in Bitcoin. I want to talk about that, kind of talk about my thoughts on it. I want to show you some really interesting charts that cover this exact topic. If you don't mind, hit subscribe, turn on the bell notification underneath the video so you can see future videos just like this one. Also, there is a link down there to Margex where you can trade cryptocurrencies on leverage. This isn't right for everyone, but if you are someone that wants to trade or wants to amplify your returns, you can check out the link underneath the video. There's no KYC. You don't need a VPN to access this. Of course, it's always smart to have a VPN. And there's a lot of really cool features about this platform. I'm actually going to make a full video on this here soon, but you can use different forms of collateral to trade different assets. So you could use like BNB or use Solana or something to trade the Bitcoin chart, which is kind of interesting because you can grow bags but trade an easier chart to understand like Bitcoin. Now, I also want to leave a link to Crypto Moses. Crypto Moses is a really cool person that has built a ton of businesses himself. This is not the person that I'm talking about later in the video, but he has a lot of successful businesses and he started to make a crypto channel as well. I've worked with him. He's a guy that you want to follow, a guy that you want to pay attention to. So I'll leave a link to his channel underneath the video. Let's see if we can get him up to like 2.7 thousand K subs. Someone that you'll want to watch for the next bull run, really focusing more on the meme space. Now, we've had a bit of a relaxing time. I don't know when you're watching this, but since the Bitcoin ETFs have come out, like Bitcoin's price came down a little bit. Now it's slowly grinding up, but we still have a lot of volume. The top 3 Bitcoin ETF volumes have been pretty strong still, hundreds of millions of dollars a day from BlackRock, Fidelity, and altogether, if you count GBTC, ETFs have had $1+ billion in trading volume for 3 days in a row. So there's a lot of institutional demand for this product. A lot of people too just like wonder, are we actually in a bull market or bear market? Plan B just said the best thing about the Bitcoin market cycle model is that very few people will believe it when it detects a phase transition. For example, when I tweeted on January 12th, 2023, so about a year ago, that the bear market was over and that the accumulation phase had begun, many were still calling for 10K. So he's saying basically, we are heading into the next market cycle. You can see accumulation has been about the same time as we have seen in the past, and we're heading into this bull market, even if people don't believe it. That's how bull markets always start. People don't believe it's going to be a massive bear market, massive bull market, and then it happens. This has led me to wonder, like, how do people value Bitcoin versus real estate? And I'm showing this too. This is another piece of interesting data, or another interesting clip here today. Cantor Fitzgerald, CEO, says when the halving comes for Bitcoin, Bitcoin will rally. I had never even heard of this company before, but they're big. They're an American financial services company founded 80 years ago. They specialize in institutional equity, fixed income sales, and trading, and serving the middle market for investment banking services, prime brokerage, commercial real estate financing, all stuff that you and I probably will never have to deal with. But he's at Davos, which is kind of the mecca where every large person who's anything in the financial world is going, or just like the powers that be, the invisible hand, they're there. Cantor Fitzgerald is massive too. Like I said, most people have probably never heard of it, but they have 60 offices in over 20 countries and have more than 12,500 employees. They are a massive company, and they're talking about Bitcoin rallying. So again, like, people want to know, is now a good time to invest in Bitcoin, or should we invest in real estate? Like, I think about this all the time. We only have so much money. Right? Where do I want to invest it? Is it smarter to buy Bitcoin? Is it smarter to buy real estate? Is it smarter to buy stocks? Is it smarter to keep in cash, put in a different business? Where do you put it? And depending on the market cycle, depending on where we are at Bitcoin's price on a certain day, those values change around a little bit. Now, I talked to someone earlier today that's into cryptocurrency, like I said, has had several businesses that were really successful, owned some real estate. They just said they find it really hard to buy real estate right now. With Bitcoin where it is, Bitcoin being 40,000, even if it just goes up to 80,000, like that would take 5 years, maybe 10 years in real estate to get to that point. And real estate's not liquid, right? Like it takes a lot of work to buy as well, a lot of time. So they were saying like we are a little bit spoiled in crypto because a lot of people are thinking, oh, why do I want to invest in Bitcoin? It's only a 2x. Well, in any other market, that would take 5, 10, 15 years. So it's an interesting thing to think about. Now, I'll tell you my personal thoughts on it in a second. But first of all, look at this. This is the average house priced in Bitcoin over time. I'll show you the website too in a second. But this shows the average house in green going up from $200,000 to $500,000 in cost. And this is the price in Bitcoin. So it's gone from 60K Bitcoin to 10, 12 Bitcoin. And actually, I pulled up the website here. You can see the new house in 2011, about 12 years ago, 13 years ago, was 64,000 Bitcoin. Now it's just 10 Bitcoin, the average American house. And keep in mind, this graph is a log scale. So like if you're just looking at this and thinking, oh, it's gone down like 2 or 3x, it's obviously not. If you take it off log scale, it goes down to basically zero. Right? It basically looks like zero is now the price in Bitcoin over the last 10 years. Even if you just look like 5 years, the average house went from 93 Bitcoin to 9.7 Bitcoin. So if you look over any kind of long time span, it was much smarter to buy Bitcoin than buy a house. It's much smarter to invest in Bitcoin versus real estate versus stocks. It doesn't matter what you're looking at. Bitcoin has just outperformed everything. And institutions know that. Institutions know that they can get wealthy individuals to buy. They know that they're going to continue to push more advertising out there. We have a lot of whales that are buying. We have a lot of institutions that are buying, putting money behind it. And we will go into another bull run. Personally, I've invested a lot more into Bitcoin than I have into real estate. Now, there has been one deal that I took, a real estate deal, not my house, but a rental property that I bought because I do believe in diversification a bit, right? A lot of my income is tied to how well cryptocurrency does. But personally, I do want to invest more into Bitcoin, more into crypto than other assets. Now, as we go further up, that will tip a little bit, right? If we're at $100,000 Bitcoin, well, there's more risk that comes with that than when we buy at 43,000. Also, if there's certain real estate deals that come up and they produce good cash flow and I'm just sitting on the cash anyways, I will probably buy them. Now, everyone's situation is different. I personally think of crypto as an asset that I write down in my net worth and all that. I think of it as a liquid asset as well. So it's not like it's very difficult to sell, but I do realize that there's much more volatility and I do want to have some cushion, right? I'm not quote unquote all in Bitcoin in the sense that all my net worth is in Bitcoin. I have cash, I have real estate, I have some stocks, I have crypto, I have Bitcoin, but Bitcoin is a huge asset for me in my portfolio. And I think it will become a much larger asset over the next year and a half. But I just wanted to show you some of the numbers, like some of the thoughts that I have and some of the thoughts that other people have as well on Bitcoin versus real estate versus buying stocks. Now, if you're sitting there thinking, should I buy a house? Like I have this significant other, they want to buy a house, but this is the bull run, baby. We need to put everything in Bitcoin. Just know that I have made those decisions before where I realize that quality of life sometimes surpasses financial gain. So like I could have invested money that I put into a house. I could have just rented longer. I could have stayed at my parents' house, all that kind of stuff. But eventually you do kind of have to flip that switch. There's something to be said for keeping everyone else happy around you, your significant other, kids, all that kind of stuff. So just keep that in mind too. It's different if it's a rental property or if you're thinking, okay, should I put like 30% down on a house versus 20% down on a house? That might change as well what you're thinking. Let me know your thoughts though underneath in the comment section. Again, this is just kind of an interesting video to think about. Where do you really want to put your stored energy? That's what money is stored energy and stored productivity. So where do you want to invest that? Where do you want to invest? This is essentially your time in your life's work. Where do you want to put that? In Bitcoin, in real estate, in stocks, cash? Let me know your thoughts. Thank you so much. Again, you can check out the links to Margex and to Crypto Moses underneath the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.